Bidders, welcome on back to close out our day and close out our week here this Friday, as well as our month. How about that? March 31st to wrap up our month here. Great to see Elizabeth as well as Wilson here. And the rest of us just joining us as well. Manuel riding the wave here. That's Tesla as well as AI, as well as Dan, Michael, Mark. Great to see all of us here just joining us live. Of course, Leda and Grant. Great to see you folks included. So without further ado, let's hop right into it here. Market ended up making a pretty strong push up at first. And with that, hey, Tesla just a beast today. Ended up just squeezing on upward and upward throughout the morning into the afternoon. Still at the highs right now. Easily, I'm going to put Tesla on our list. Now, normally we wouldn't look to focus on a stock as expensive as Tesla, right? So right away, if Tesla is outside of your personal price range, don't let this be noise to you. Don't let this be a distraction to you. Now, on top of that, it's also to say, well, hey, if you are interested in at least trading Tesla, you could buy calls on it if you're looking for the squeeze up higher heading into the close. I wouldn't be looking for as much of a drop off at this point, even if it does slip off and fail to break higher. I just feel like there's definitely way more upside to the upside. So with that, Tesla, then there's also TSLL, though, the ETF, and this will go with TSLA, the equity. So this is an ETF that singularly tracks Tesla itself. A little bit more leveraged. I think was it 1.5 leveraged daily Tesla long ETF. So this ETF we'll put on our list here as well to complement TSLL. So you got a couple options. For this one, if anything, if you do have level 4, then I would suggest you could trade it. But otherwise, though, if you don't have Bookmap, if you don't have level 4, as we nickname it here, then I would look to focus on something else entirely. And that's okay. That's okay. Like, we all are very nice and humble, people here, especially those of us inside our trading room. It's just to say, hey, let's drop the ego. Let's move on to something else. There's definitely a better stock out there, or perhaps something better, if not as good. And with that, I mean, hey, maybe we'll see if AI can keep pumping up higher into the close. AI, the more expensive this gets, it's going to open up more as far as the spread. It already has opened up quite a bit, like really this whole week as it's been running up from the end of last week, rather. And now at this stage, breaking above major historical resistance levels that we were calling out really across the duration of this week, really from the last couple of days. If you've been listening to us here, especially in the afternoon meeting, I've been commenting on a couple of prices here, 25.88. And then also, let me get the line straight here for this one. 1 second. 28.49, basically. I mean, these are two weekly closes from the run-up that AI had over the last month and a half. And, just today alone, it ripped above that 28.50 level right away after the open. So beautiful move on this AI. We're going to put AI on our list here. It's going to be a fun afternoon, folks, I think. I mean, Michael brought this up earlier. I thought it was a great sticking point to say here. It's not just the last day of the week and the month. It's also the last day of the quarter, right? I think that today is the last day of the quarter, Mike, like you said. So there could be even added extra volatility here heading into the end of this quarter, this March 31st. SOUN, another AI stock, making a very strong move now. I didn't think it was going to make as good a move. I didn't think AI would pump up as high as it did today, at least. So, with that, finally, SOUN making a better push now at this point. The BBAI stock, as I drop my pen here, I got 3 more pens on my desk. There we go. BBAI here, definitely I'm going to put on our watch list as well, though. So this is like more of a slower moving AI stock. You got 3 of them. You got BBAI, you got SOUN, and you got the kind of the leader of them all, AI, right? Don't try and force, all these different AI stocks now. These are 3 beautiful movers. We don't need to try and get the next best. If it pops up, it pops up. And even if there's another crazy AI stock, doesn't even mean it's going to be tradable. It might have like some crazy thin float, thin liquidity, to say the least, on the order book. And with that, like more of a pop and drop type of move. So, we got to have it kind of gain, we have to see it kind of continue to push up over time. And the more it does that, then it will kind of gain our trust in that regard. All right, so hey, 5 great tickers on our list to begin. One a little expensive, one's an ETF, but either way, great start. We'll see if there's anything else that could join these here heading into the afternoon. Market's still holding strong, higher lows, kind of filling in sideways at least. All right, so number 1, UHG. I just wanted to look at this thing. I didn't really look at this at all today, so not going to trade that. Ooh, missed out on this BUR, actually. I mean, did Rich call this one out earlier? Maybe he did when I was away from my desk. Man, this one ended up having a big pop up. I don't think this was called out at all today. I don't see it in the chat board whatsoever. Big oversight there. How about that? Maybe it just had really thin volume on the order book throughout the day, but trading 13.5 million shares, that is a lot. So, it definitely was tradable beforehand. Right now, it's making a bit of a lower high, pulling back. It technically is shortable on my platform. If it's hard to borrow for you, then I probably wouldn't be as inclined to put it on your personal list. But if it is easy to borrow, and if you could trade it on the way down, and if this makes a lower high, this could be a good opportunity. Otherwise, though, if it fails to do that and makes higher low, pushes back up off 1120 here, then hey, we flip script and we could look to try and run this up higher. It's a good trade either way. All right, BNOX, not much happening there. The SOUN, already talked about, definitely on the top of our list there, near the top. Might get a lot of stocks that look like really interesting, but you got to check the liquidity, check the order book altogether. Like this GFAI, it's not going anywhere right now, or even if it is, it's just the order book's bad. Same here, AIXI. Maybe this is another AI stock. AI, right? Just goes to show. All right, so we keep moving here forward, though, folks. IONQ, this was a great trade from earlier. If I could really just quickly go back on this, popped up as soon as the market opened up. Fausto was very head on with this one, called it out right away, and then from there ran up pretty nicely. Just over 650 at that point. So the only issue on this stock is that it ended up topping off really early in terms of time, made a strong move up, and it ended up pushing up higher later on, but just wasn't really worth it for us. Definitely a lot of run here, but then just not as much opportunity later on. That's expected, but the brunt of the move was taken within the first 15 minutes. Had to be there early on it. All right, we keep going for right now. INZY, my chart's a mess here on Pally. Let me delete all my crap lines here right now on the stock. This thing's pulling back down right now. It's definitely not worth watching at this point. Almost looks like it built like a Fausto flag. It made a false breakout, and then the pullback below 350. So, it would need to get back over 350, if anything, for me to be remotely interested on this trade again. But let's see what else we got. PRTK from earlier, a little move up in pre-market, like a level 1 stock, but died off pretty early. You got the two other AI stocks here, BBAI, AI, PACB. Now, this ended up making a nice little push up from today, huh? And it's still holding near the highs of the day today, and it's kind of near historical level, roughly around that 12. You could just see like 1237 high back from November 18th week. 1254, 1235. It's got a little ways to go to get up there. It's actually not 12. It's like 1235-ish area. But right now, hey, as far as just a trend, good volume, hopefully it continues. I don't mind slipping this on our list here for right now, PACB. But if we build up a bigger list, then we might have to just try and cut one or two off there. We'll kind of just see what else is out there in the meantime here. BlackBerry. I always get this confused with Bed Bath Beyond. Bobby J, right? Ended up making a nice pop. BlackBerry did. Ended up just flattening out, though, for right now. I feel like this stock just trades a little too much liquidity. It's like funny. You hear me complain about too thin. This one is like going to be like a SoFi type of stock or a Nikola type of stock where just it has so much volume out there on the order book for this stock to cut over and break through. It's tough. Trust me. I've been there. It's been a cheap stock for a long time now. So even dating back to before 22. I mean, just look here. So, we've dealt with this in the past. NVTA, definitely very flat right now. All right, let's hop over to the loser side. I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of stocks, otherwise, folks, that are up more than the 4 or 5% that I strive for. So if there's anything else that looks good, just type it in here. Let me know. Across the board for all of us in social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube all together as well. So let's hop over to the loser side here. You got GRRR. Manuel, definitely happy to get out on that trade now. This thing is a mess. Down 58+% now. Whew. Yeah. I mean, hey, this thing, unless if it was moving on upward really nicely at this point, I'm not going to put this on our list. Let me keep it moving. And I'll tell you what, I mean, just going down the loser side, there are a lot of stocks down big too, or maybe ETFs maybe. But bunch of crap hard to borrow on my platform here. AEHR. This stock was breaking all-time highs for a long time now. Just great swing on the way up, on the way up and up. But yeah, today I guess dropping off pretty nicely, down over 17% here. It's just got a little too thin volume out there on the order book for me to be as interested. Good stock to follow in terms of direction. Could be a better short. RNA, Billy. Ooh, this is dropping off. At least this is showing a lot better direction here compared to the other one. More within our price range there, a couple bucks cheaper. And definitely the order book's thinner, more filled in on the stock, I should say. So with that, yeah, Billy, definitely going to put on our list here as a potential short. I don't know what the news is on the stock, Billy, but we've traded this on the way up, on the way down, left and right, all the way through. It's been a great stock to us in the past. So most recently from the beginning of this year, Billy and the other Chinese stocks that we've been trading like XPEV, Neo, IQ, you name them. It's been a long week there. So that's as far as I'm going. But, we've done really well on this stock among a couple others. So we'll actually check in with like an XPEV, not down nearly as much. What else we got? Neo, obviously dead, flat. I haven't traded this in like a month. All right, that's all you got from me there, at least, folks. So, like I said, it's been a long week. Actually, minimal water here so far this meeting. Let me know if there's anything else, though. Great to see Donald just joining us here on YouTube. How about that? Great to see Donald joining us right now this Friday. From Ron, TSLL moves like a snail. It kind of does. I mean, Tesla is so expensive. So in price relativity, maybe it's a little bit more volatile than Tesla. Actually, I mean, it's 1.5x apparently. AMST. Oh, let me just filter my stupid volume here on Benzinga. Benzinga, not stupid. Scanler, a little skimpy on the volume. Let's just check out what we got here. Otherwise, not much happening there. Not much happening there. Folks, I think that's just about it. I don't need to go through each of these others right now. Maybe DWAC trying to eke up a little bit, but we've been waiting a long time for this to happen at least. So, I like what we got. Otherwise, there's no need to focus on this just yet when we have all these others that are way better looking so far. Even the last one I went over, the PACB, just a little sluggish right now, but definitely at the highs, building up pretty nicely. I'd rather focus on that. All right, so last call, folks. Let me know if there's anything else otherwise here that we may have missed, but I'll tell you, we got a good one so far. Check out that BUR here, kind of making still kind of like support building, not a lower low technically just yet. All right, so folks, I'll tell you what, that's going to do it here. So for all of us on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc. Well, enjoy your weekend first and foremost. Hopefully it's nice and warm where you are and you have the chance to enjoy it outside. With that, hey, shoot me a quick email if you have any other questions or trades that you'd want to go over with me on the side. I always like to post my email here at the end. Josh@c2trading.com is my handle. But otherwise, if you're interested in joining us for a day, complimentary inside our live trading room, free one-day access, just go right down to the link on the green banner below right there on the stream to get yourself set up, to get yourself started. And with that, hey, once again, folks, we'll catch you back here on Monday. But for Manuel, Andre, Sam, Leda, Grant, Ron, Michael, etc., hey, Rich will be on the mic going from 3 o'clock going into 4. And then with that, I'll be in the chat board up until 3:30. All right, folks, take care.